Well, Richie, I think speed. Coming in as a reliever with speed. 6'2", 200 pounds. I think even in high school he was a big recruit. Going to the University of Washington, he had a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, as I recall, and he was up in the high 90s coming in, and that's just so intimidating that year in 2004 when he came in there. I mean, he had 32 strikeouts on 21 2/3 innings. I mean, that's impressive. 3 saves in the playoffs, and for that, he was a co-reliever of the League of the Year for the NECBL.
Hey Richie, welcome back to Newport, my friend. It's great to have you back, and it's great that your family's back here with you, and I can't wait to meet Kelly and Riley. Certainly an honor. Congratulations on being here and being inducted. Chuck and Chris do such a great job in selecting players for our organization, and you certainly embody everything we look for in a player. You're passionate about the game, you're committed to the organization, you embrace the community, and you're certainly a great player. You're a lot of fun to watch pitch down there, and you certainly left your mark on the Newport Gulls and on the NECBL, and I'm sure you left your mark on a few opposing players when you rode one up and in, and left the word diamond stamped on their ribs. You're our first host, you're our first player that we hosted, and we were looking to welcome you to Newport and to provide an environment that was comfortable and to help you have an enjoyable summer and a successful summer. So hopefully we did that on our end.
Richie was a fun guy. Everyone loved Richie. Always put a smile on everyone's face. He's one of those guys who come in at the end of the game, and I don't think anybody ever questioned that he was going to get the outs. And he had a hell of an arm, hell of a fastball, and he had no problem dominating that summer. He was always a good guy to hang out with because we'd have a lot of good laughs and good smiles, and Richie's a great guy.
Sarah, my daughter, she was a little high school girl at the time who never went to baseball games, but then Richie Lentz came to town, and you kind of gathered up your little harem of 5 or 6 little girls that followed you around like little puppy dogs, and they went to every game, and they dressed up, and they were there pre-game, post-game, during the game, after the game, and they really adored you, and you really made an impact on their lives. And then Ryan, who was a 14-year-old boy aspiring to be a baseball player like yourself, we were privileged to have you around, to have you impact his life as a baseball player and as a young man. And it was ironic how everything happened when we took you up to Boston that day and you signed and dropped you off and handed you off. It was a really proud moment for Robin and I. And then ironically, a couple of years later, Ryan signing with the Red Sox and you guys being in the same organization was pretty cool. And a lot of people don't realize that in 2009, Ryan's first year with Lowell, and you were up in Portland, and they sent you back on a rehab stint to Lowell, and you were actually teammates with Ryan. So it was ironic how that all happened. But it was proud. That 2-hour drive every day to Lowell was wonderful because we were not only going up there to see our son Ryan play, but our son Richie play too, and very proud moments. Thank you, Richie, for the impact you've had on the Newport Gulls, on Aquidneck Island, and certainly on my family. And congratulations on the honor. You're going in with a great class of players and people, and good luck to you, and I can't wait to spend some time with you.
Richie Lentz, Richie from Washington, came out. Richie's a bulldog for us. When he came out, a lot of high expectations as a freshman, threw very hard. I hadn't pitched that much at school, but had a great arm, and we were very excited to get Richie, and he was all he was advertised to be. Came out and basically just worked hard and was still developing as a pitcher and get better each week as he played with us, and by the end of the season he was the go-to guy in the bullpen.
He sets the 1-2. Swinging a drive in right center field. This ball is going back. It will be caught out there by Andy Lentz.
What I remember also about Richie was the ride to the All-Star game up in Vermont. And I told Richie on the bus ride that, Richie, I've seen you develop. You have a chance to be very special, and you have to start believing in yourself and the skill that you have. And when you start to understand that, you're going to elevate yourself into another level of status for yourself and for the draft. He really bought into his experience here, and by the end of the summer, I'll tell you, he was as good as any closer we've ever had here. And you know, his bulldog approach, I remember watching him and that confidence level a pitcher gets. It was very evident to me that, you know, he was believing in himself, his confidence started to soar, and he just wasn't going to get beat. The other thing about Richie is a very special young man. He's one of the most wholesome kids I've ever been around. To this day, Richie's one of those very special kids I've ever had here. And you know, he's been a part of my life, and so is his family. And you know, we're very fortunate to have Richie with us and to create this legacy. Richie, I'm proud of you. You made it into the Hall of Fame here in Newport. Thank you for your work, thank you for your efforts, and thank you for being a great Gull, Richie. And best of luck to you.